This is the Borderland Blitz.
Oh yes, this is the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University, and playoffs. We're talking playoffs?
Week 12 is here. It just seems like yesterday it was August 26th. Now it's November 11th. I don't even know what's going on.
It's a brand new season for every team that made the postseason. Cathedral, they won a state title. Can any public school here in El Paso do that? No team has ever done it. Conatillo 2 years ago got somewhat close, reaching the Final Four. But Cathedral, a great example. And we begin tonight in 6A Americas, hosting Wolfforth Friendship as the Blazers begin their playoff journey.
That is why it is our Borderline Blitz game of the week. America has taken the field, a chance to win at home for their first playoff game of the year. We talked about it earlier at 6 o'clock. Friendship back, Garrison Johnson making an impact, and he does immediately in the first quarter, walking in the end zone for the 7-0 lead, but America's did respond in a big way. Not with Josh Fields, instead, the defense. This is for all the veterans out there. Isaac Lirma taking what's his as he picks off the quarterback along the sidelines, just fast enough for the pick six in the tie game. So we jump ahead to the second. Johnson, the kid is good. The pitch, and the big fella gets the edge and racks up his second score of the half. Friendship would take the 14-10 lead in the locker room, but Fields, he's been unstoppable all year, and he's not slowing down the postseason, only getting better. Fields, 24 carries, 155 yards, and that one touchdown as the Trailblazers came alive in the second half. They win 30-16, and they're raising the by-district trophy as they deserve it. They are now by-district champs heading into the next round.
Well, it ain't so much what we said. Our kids got a little bit rattled and shook up in the first half, and they're a good football team, and they came out and did some things. They changed up that we didn't see on film, so we went in and made some adjustments and tried to get us back to our game plan, and the kids responded real well to them.
Respond well indeed. And next week the Trailblazers will take on Abilene. That game will also be played in Abilene on next Friday. The Eagles, they were victorious tonight, putting up 65 points against Arlington, so it's not going to be an easy matchup moving forward for Americas.
Speaking of Americas, they, El Dorado, Montwood, all shared the 1-6A district title this year. Montwood, though, the only one of those three that had to go on the road, taking on Amarillo Tascosa. So how would they show up tonight? Some fans making the trip up to the Panhandle for the game between the Rams. First Tascosa possession. They just marched down the field. 2-yard Zach Zimmer touchdown, just like that. 7-0 Rebels. Check this play out, though. It's going to be 4th and 17 for Montwood. There you go. Andrew Fernandez going to get sacked by Silas Alverman. Give him the ball back to Tascosa. That possession, Zimmer back to pass, but he's going to get picked off by the Rams' Andrew Revilla, and Revilla on the return. That drive would actually result in a 32-yard field goal, so it's now 7-3 Rebels. After the kickoff first play, this is how you run the option. Davion Gray, the pitch from Zimmer. He's going to take it 68 yards to the house. Making the defender miss there at the end. Speaking of misses, they missed the 2-point conversion, so it's 13-3 Tascosa. Next Tascosa possession, Rebs knocking on the door, but they mishandle the pitch. Brandon Casas takes it, and the Rams take over. Later, a fake punt. Yes, a fake punt. Tyrese Andrus, the 28-yard pickup. A sweet play of the week winner, by the way. A first down, and it would pay off. 5 plays later, it's Evan DeAnda from 2 yards out. It was 13-10 at that time. We thought maybe the Rams had a chance. That was as good as it got, though. Tascosa pulls away 47-16, the final.
And Franklin, they got a really tough draw. San Angelo Central, one of the best teams maybe in the entire state. So Franklin, they had a really tough task, easily that's apparent ahead of them. So let's get to the highlights. The Cougars, a huge underdog against the San Angelo Central Bobcats in the first drive of the game. It's going to turn into points for Central as David Manning runs it in from 12 yards out. They take the 7-zip lead. He's saying, what's going on? No one even touched me. In the second ensuing possession, Franklin goes 3-and-out. Bobcats, they get the ball back, and they score again as Cal Benson gets to Tommy Ake on the inside screen from 25 yards out to make it 14-0, and then things go from bad to worse for Franklin. That's a pick six. It's like the DB knew that was coming 4 plays earlier. This one, it just got ugly in a hurry. Central led 48-0 at half, and they go on to win big, 72-7.
Yeah, that defensive back did not miss the scouting sessions earlier this week. Well, last night we saw a ton of points at the SAC, let's put it that way. El Dorado and Midland, you knew it would be high scoring, but I don't think anyone thought we'd get 125 combined points. Could the Aztecs end up on the right side against the Bulldogs? 3-0 Aztecs early, and Midland has its screen game work in Jackson Anaskavich to Julian Bowers, and Bowers would do the rest from their touchdown Dogs. They take the 7-3 lead, but we said the Aztecs can score a lot of points. To Darius Barfield, to George Hernandez. You can put it on the board. 2-point conversion good, 11-7 El Dorado after a Midland TD to regain the 14-11 lead. It's Tyquez Hampton on the kick return. Now, Hampton, we know he's going to play football at Utah, but I think all that's on his mind right there is end zone city, as Adrian Ochoa would say. Aztecs retake the lead, but Midland just would not stop scoring. Another screen pass coming up here. Anaskavich to Jalen Childress. Aztecs just couldn't stop that play. Dogs would take a 37-24 lead into the break. Second half, though, Aztecs down, but not out. Check out this ridiculous spin move by Barfield. Whoop! That was just nasty. Cruising in for the 80-yard touchdown. El Dorado only down 44-38, but Midland just piling on the points. It's going to be Bowers again taking the jet sweep. Too much offensive firepower for the Aztecs. The Bulldogs put up 73. They go on to win 73-52. Here's El Dorado's thoughts after the tough loss.
Well, you know what, from here, we start off season next week. It doesn't stop. We congratulate our seniors and we move forward. Credit Midland High. They did a great job. Their defense came up big, and offensively they were able to run the ball down the stretch.
I mean, we just have to build on. I believe that we still have a lot of young guys, and we'll have some people to fill in for next year. But I mean, it was a great season, a great run. But I mean, it sucks not moving on. But I mean, hey, it was just God glory. We were just able to play, and we just put in all our effort.
You cannot forget about New Mexico Mayfield. They didn't have the regular season many thought they would, but the playoffs are a new beginning as they took on Volcano Vista in the first. It looked like an upset was in the making. Dylan Gasway was back foot, and David Cormier snags that away from the defender in stride, and goodbye. That would cut the gap to 3. Trojans still on top, but Mayfield just too good. Former Play of the Week winner Torrey Loughlin, scrambling as he always does, avoids the sack and heaves a beautiful bomb to the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. So the Trojans did it through the air, clearly, but even more so on the ground. Isaac Vance, not a single finger laid on him as he rushes to pay dirt, and he still did it again. What are the odds he wasn't touched again? Pretty good, because when you watch this, he jumps outside this time yet again. Now one finger laid on him, maybe one finger, maybe not even, I'm not even sure. But the Trojans, regardless, they cruise 48-19.
Mayfield was actually ranked as high as number 2 to start the season in New Mexico. They didn't have a great regular season, but they're the type of team that has the firepower to turn around in the postseason. I agree. All right, how about Onyate? They are in action tomorrow afternoon. The Knights hosting La Cueva at the Field of Dreams. Kickoff at 1 p.m. Highlights at 5 and 10.
And Clint's season cut short early in the playoffs as they fall to Pampa 45-21. That's the final score.
And Levelland takes out Mountain View pretty convincingly, 63-12, the final there.
And Fabian shut out 48-0 to Lubbock Estacado in the 4A Division I playoffs.
And Anthony, a great season for them, but it comes to a close post the 33-7 victory.
But one man who's just on cloud 9 ever since last week, probably the whole season. I think you do.
Yeah,
I think he knows himself.
Conatillo, there he goes again with the orange helmet. Conatillo super fan Adrian Medina. What's up, Adrian?
Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm just doing a little ritual. Hopefully next week they'll have a great record towards Cooper. What I need you guys to do now is actually enter to win. We've got 2 $25 gift certificates to Jack in the Box. We're giving it away later on in the show. Go to KVIA.com on your cell phone, on your laptop, on social media. We got it everywhere. Log in now. We're going to give away 2 $25 gift certificates. And we usually show pictures of the games, but there were so few of them that I got something a little special for Luke later on.
Oh, surprise. I don't know what that is. Do you?
I have no idea. We never talk. I barely know that guy.
I didn't even know his last name.
Well, we're just getting started here on the Borderland Blitz. After the break, a recap of the 5A playoff games from last night. with a look ahead at which teams the winners will be facing in the next round. Also, our final War of the Week. Keep it here.
Welcome back to the Borderland Blitz, everybody. This is the last B block of the season. That's kind of sad to say. And that also means it's the last appearance for Adrian Ochoa this year.
But he's got quite a few more highlights to get to, turning now to District 5A play. A few games last night that were pretty tight. Adrian?
Yeah, well, thanks, guys. Well, that's why you got to love the playoffs. Anything can happen, and one loss means it's all over. And last night, 4 5A El Paso teams saw their season come to an end. But on the flip side, 4 others are one step closer to a state title. Let me recap some of the games for you. Beginning at Del Valle, they were hosting the Chapin Huskies. Low scoring in the first half. In fact, there was only 1 touchdown, and it happened right here. Adrian Vasquez, the handoff, cuts right up the middle for the easy score. Del Valle went into the half up 7-3, but in the third quarter, Chapin gets it going. Anthony Baird will throw the nice rainbow to Ryan Wilson, who holds on in the corner of the end zone to take the 10-7 lead. On the following drive, this would be the last time Del Valle would score right here all night, but it was a pretty play at that. Raymond Montes floats this to the left sideline, and Garcia has just enough space to make the catch for the touchdown. Del Valle took the lead right there, but the Chapin defense held him from then on out as the Huskies added one more score to win 17-14 and knock the Conquistadors out of the playoffs. So here is what awaits the Huskies. They will face the winner of this game between Lubbock Coronado and Caprock. Caprock is a school out of Amarillo, and they will be hosting the Coronado Mustangs tomorrow afternoon at 1. We will, of course, let you know who wins that one. Meanwhile, the crowd was on fire last night at Cañotillo. The Eagles, a perfect 10-0, taking on the Burgess Mustangs. Eagles up 7-0 in the first quarter, but the Mustangs would answer here. Mateo Serrano with the quarterback keeper. We're tied at 7. Then more Mustangs in the second quarter. Serrano with the keeper again. Same result. Burgess up 13-7. The Mustangs would go into the half leading 19-14, but in the third quarter, it was all Cañotillo from 5 yards out. The handoff to Damian Martinez, and that's good for 6. Eagles back on top, 20-19. But they were just getting started on their next drive. Quarterback Danny Alvarez can't find anyone, so he's going to do it himself. Run, Danny, run! And this is the last time I'm going to say it this season. Danny Alvarez, welcome to End Zone City. That extends the lead to 27-19. Despite the rough start, Cañotillo gets it done, and Alvarez right here telling his guys, we're moving on, fellas. Eagles win 33-26. They stay perfect, moving to 11-0 on the season. Congrats to Coach Scott Brooks and his squad. And here's what's next for the Eagles. A date next Friday with Abilene Cooper. The Cougars are 7-4 on the year. That game will be played in Midland. Kickoff is set for 7:30. And I also just want to congratulate the Burgess Mustangs on their season. I've been covering them the last few weeks, so I saw firsthand the grit of this team, the way they fought back just to make it to the playoffs, and they gave the Eagles all they could handle last night. I spoke with Burgess head coach James Rutledge about what it meant taking his alma mater to the playoffs in just his first season at Burgess.
Well, I'm really excited to be back home at Burgess High School and making the playoffs my first year. You know, I can't take any credit for it. It's my staff, it's the kids. They've done a great job all year. We're starting a mindset that playoffs happen when you work hard in the spring and the summer and you dedicate yourself to the sport. And I think our kids have bought into that, and I think we'll be fine or I hope we will be fine in the years to come.
Well, not a bad start at all. We'll send it back to you guys for the final time. It's been fun, of course. Another season in the books, guys.
Yeah, Burgess, you know, they got hot at the right time of the year. They almost knocked off Coronado. They did knock out Chapin, which was a big win for them a couple weeks before the season ended. Then they beat El Paso High to get into the playoffs. So Burgess,
lots to build off.
Yeah, watch out for them in the years to come. Now, since it is the last show of the season, we thought we'd mix it up a bit and bring in one more new face to the team, Will Heron.
Yes, Mr. Heron making his debut tonight. And Will, you've been waiting a long time for this. The moment it's finally here, live TV. Glad to have you on. And how you feeling?
Luke, Trevor, I can't thank you guys enough for giving me this opportunity. I'll be lying to say I wasn't just a little bit nervous. But you guys, you taught me well. So let's talk about some playoff football. Last night I was out at Sepulveda Stadium, and for a game that was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter, things sure heated up. 8-3 passing attack of the Andrews Eagles taking on the 7-4 bruising ground game of the East Lake Falcons. We'll start in the second quarter as things get going. Adrian Chavez rumbles in for the touchdown from the 2-yard line. Get used to that name because you're gonna hear it a few more times. Dominic Smith, though, drops a dime to Keyshawn White for the 51-yard score. That's not gonna be the only time you hear his name. But here, still in the second, Chavez. He gets that quick flip from the 2-yard line, and he's in for the second score of the game. Chavez, he'd rack up 171 yards on the ground, but that wouldn't be enough because we're going Andrus in the passing attack. 71 yards for the touchdown. The failed two-point conversion will keep them down by 2, but Keith Tarango Lopez, he'd take care of that high snap and hand off to his boy Chavez for the third touchdown of the game for him. It was just too much. As Chavez and the Falcons win it 35-32. Looking ahead to next week, the Falcons will be taking on a hot Lubbock Monterey team on a 4-game winning streak. Eastlake and Adrian Chavez will have to stay hot if they wish to keep advancing in the playoffs. Guys, back to you.
Well, we appreciate it. That was a good job.
They call him the gifted growler.
They do. You heard it.
I think we saw why.
Rumbling into the end zone. I like that.
So last night we saw quite a game. The Bowie Bears and Parkland, and a lot of times we can only stay for one half of a game. We picked the wrong half to be at.
We did.
We picked the first half. Now, El Paso High, they got a great stadium. I also like the view there from Bowie. The two mascots, though, they don't like each other all that much. You got to like this, though, if you're Bowie. Up 7-0 in the first. They stuffed Dion Hankins on the run up the middle. Great defense by Bowie in the first half. Pretty good offense, too. Josh Hidalgo, the touchdown run, and Dow Bears go up 14-0. And Bowie fans, high fives all around. Parkland answers, though. AJ breaks to a wide-open Pat Sullivan. Touchdown. Matadors cuts the lead to 14-7. Parkland feeling pretty good at that point, but La Bowie just kept scoring in the first half. Hidalgo again breaking free. The burst past the defense into the end zone, 21-7. Bears on top. Then just an incredible catch coming up. Herman Carrasco looking, finding Dominic Johnson, who makes the leaping catch in the end zone. Bowie went up 28-7 at the half. Would you believe it, though? Parkland scored 48 in the second half. They come back to win 55-35. Matadors will play Lubbock Cooper. The Pirates beat the Canyon Eagles earlier tonight. Game's going to be played in Odessa next Friday.
And it seems the time has now come. The cheerleaders, the sidelines, the final battle.
You know, actually we have a special surprise. Coach Josh Kirkland of Parkland joining us right now. We hope you can hear us, Coach. Are you out there?
I can hear you, yes, sir.
Hey, Coach, we were talking about that 48-point performance there in the second half yesterday. I got to ask you, what did you say to the team at halftime?
Man, I just went and really got after our seniors and told them, you know, if to just let me know if they were done with the year, to let me know, and we'd kind of call it quits. And they said absolutely not. And I said, well, good, me neither. We went back out and got after it.
So moving forward, I'm sure you have a lot of more momentum on your side. What is that like moving into the next round, hopefully propelling you guys to get that second W in the postseason?
We're excited. We know we've got a lot of weapons, especially on offense between Dion, Jacob Mendez, DeQuan Henderson, Pat Sullivan. It makes it really, really tough for anybody to prepare for. And I'm driving back right now from watching Cooper and Canyon play, and they're a good football team. We're going to have to get after them, and I'm excited about it. I think we've got a chance to really go make a run and make El Paso proud, and YSD and Parkland and everybody involved.
Coach, you got to be excited to have one Dion Hankins on your team, not just this year, but for 2 more years after this. What's it like having a guy like him?
I've never had a guy like him. Never really even seen a guy like him. He is a special kind of athlete. He's a leader on our team, even though he's a sophomore. The future's so bright for that kid, and we're just lucky to know him, much less have him on our team and be running around for us.
And one more quick question for you, Coach. Is it the same formula moving forward? Are you going to look to change things for your next matchup, or is it really using what you guys have used so far to get to this point in the season?
No, absolutely. We're really strong on and built on doing what we do, and we're gonna get Dion very involved, and then at the same time, if people really try to step in and take him away, we've got enough people around that can certainly hurt you, and I don't see anything changing there. Defensively, we've got the state sack leader in Josh Wells. We're going to continue to try and get after quarterbacks and create pressure and try to get the ball back over to our offense as soon as possible, and really not a lot to change there,
Sounds good, Coach. Hey, we appreciate the time and have a safe trip back home.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, as we were just mentioning, it's time now for the War of the Week. Brittany Carlock, Amy Solis. It's the final battle of the season, so let's see who takes it this time.
What's up, guys? I'm Brittany Carlock, and we're finally here with the last War of the Week of this season. And what better way to close it all out than with the team that first won and started off Week 1. And you can bet they're going to try to finish out strong. To my left, we have the Coronado Eagles. Let's go! And closing out the season with me is Amy Solis. She has our second team.
Hey guys, even though it is the last week, we have one more new team to introduce this season. The Burgess Mustangs are excited to get the win. Are you guys ready?
Yeah! Let's go!
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on, Mustangs! Come on!
And Coronado takes it! Well, Coronado will start and end the War of the Week with a win. We'll see how they do on the field. That's it for us this season. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
I think that was the quickest. That was the quickest War of the Week we've ever had. That was 1 second.
Probably. We had another one. Another one earlier. People didn't know it was that fair, but this was the quickest official result.
Yeah, the other one I think was rigged, but not that one.
All right, more to come on Week 12 of the Blitz, including Hatch Valley, plus Jack in the Box winners, and we will show you every single play of the year candidate, all that and a whole lot more in the next 95 seconds.
Welcome back. You are watching the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University, and you're all about to watch some more highlights.
Defending champs Hatch Valley opening up the playoffs tonight at home, and JC Navarrete had a chance to watch the Bears firsthand. JC, how'd they look?
Guys, the last episode of the Blitz, and it will be the last game of the season for one of these two teams. Hatch Valley comes into this game off a shutout win against Hot Springs last week, while New Mexico Military Institute is trying to put last week's 40-16 loss behind them. So who's the favorite? No better way to watch a football game than in the back of a pickup truck. Second quarter, New Mexico Military Institute down 21-7 and trying to cut into that lead. Gavin Maloney throws this one into the stratosphere and connects with Christian Padilla for the touchdown. Hatch Valley would respond though. Still in the second quarter, Shane Carson in the pocket, looking deep downfield. And he's got Darren Gray, who makes the catch, puts a couple sweet moves on that defense. Could he get into the end zone? The fans think he's in, but he's actually short by 1 yard. So on the very next play, they're quick to snap the ball. And on the QB keeper, Shane Carson walks into the end zone for the 31-14 lead. The Bears not done yet, proving they can play defense as well. Gavin Maloney thinks he has a man downfield. Instead, Saul Trujillo comes up with the pick. So now with only 47 seconds left in the half, the Bears are trying to score once more. A direct snap to Trujillo. He's following his blocks, and that usually leads to points, and it does right here as he gets into the end zone. Bears can relax now as they take this one 64-42. An impressive win by the Bears, and now a rematch between 5th-ranked Hatch Valley against 4th-ranked Cobre. That's definitely a match we will all have to keep an eye on. And guys, I cannot believe this is our last episode. It's been a blast. I can't wait till next season. Luke, Trevor, back to you.
Well, they keep reminding us it's the last episode.
Stop rubbing it in. Come on. Let's go into some more highlights. Another home playoff game between Alamogordo and Del Norte. Our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom was also there tonight. In the second quarter, Alamogordo already up by 17, but Del Norte, they're trying to turn things around. I mean, these are the playoffs overall, after all. Avery C. right up the middle for the impressive 20-yard score, but the Tigers clearly were not phased as Alamogordo's Kyle Hooper hits Shamar Norman on the quick strike, and Norman with the quick feet run, Forrest, run, 50 yards for the touchdown and the 17-point lead. Alamogordo wins in a big way, 45-14.
Now, as you might know, each week we asked you to vote on what you thought was the best play of the week. It was known as our Sweet Play of the Week. Well, it's time to recap all 11 winners, and we're going to ask you to vote on the Play of the Year. Here are the winners from each and every week. Week 1, Ryan Wilson of Chapin, the leaping grab for the Huskies touchdown. Take a second look as he skies high to bring it down for the score.
That seems so long ago. Week 2 winner, Andrew Fernandez of Montwood, thrown off the back foot, but it works out perfectly because Tyrese Andrus with the grab and the score. A perfect play by the Rams for the touchdown. That is your Sweet Play of the Week nominee number 2.
All right, week 3, it was Mayfield QB Torrey Lachlan, basically running wherever he wants on the field, zigzagging all the way around till he finds an opening, and he is off to the races. Touchdown, Mayfield and Mr. Torrey Lachlan.
This one I think is my favorite, though. Deion Hankins with the brutal stiff arm right here. He said that was the first time he'd actually used the stiff arm in a game. I think we both agree it worked out pretty well for the Parkland running back as he gets in the end zone for Play of the Week nominee number 4.
Week 5, Conatillo represented, as they should be since they're the lone undefeated team. Aaron Moya reversing field, goes into warp speed. That was just editing, but Moya will not be denied. Touchdown, Eagles.
Play of the Week number 6, Eastwood quarterback Evan Aguilar fighting off the face mask. Nothing can stop him. Then he's going to throw it deep downfield. He's got a free play, and he's going to find Evan Graham. That is how you keep your concentration for a quarterback. Let's go ahead and give a trooper clap. That is Play of the Week nominee number 6.
Lucky number 7, he's led us Damian Solis, spinning his way out of trouble. A game-tying touchdown run for him. What's the only thing better than the game-tying score? How about a Sweet Play of the Week victory?
And Week 8, the first time Ezekiel Jones of Eastlake won the Sweet Play of the Week. We'll see him again in a second, but for now, the kickoff gets away. It doesn't matter because he doesn't panic. He turns what could have been a disaster into a Falcons touchdown warp speed one more time. That is nominee number 8. We're almost to 11.
All right, number 9, Pebble Hills receiver Kevin Averett does not need 2 hands to catch the ball. Watch him just stick out one hand for the spectacular grab. Look out for the Spartans next year, I'm telling you.
Those gloves always come in handy. Week 10, Bel Air pulling out the trick play. Isaac Ibarra to Juan Nevarez to John Diaz. Just like they drew it up, I'm sure Diaz would take it to the house. Bel Air with the trickeration. Look at it one more time. 2 passes in this play, good enough for the touchdown.
Last but not least, Ezekiel Jones. We said we'd see him again. Here he is, just like his other winning play. It's a kickoff that kind of got away. He scoops it up, though, and his blockers maintain focus. Deja vu all over again. Jones, our only 2-time winner this year, and for almost the exact same play both times.
So now that you've seen all 11 winners, it's pretty simple. It's time to pick which one you should think should be our play of the year. Voting's already open. We actually already have more than 20,000 votes cast. Just go to KVIA.com. On the right side of the homepage, just click on the Play of the Year banner. That'll take you to the page where you can vote and watch all the plays again if you need to. But you got to be fast about it because voting closes on Sunday, and the winner will be announced next week. So I think everyone loves free food. That goes without question. It's really a whole different story when it's from Jack in the Box. Think, if you get a $20 gift card, you could get 40 tacos with that. 40.
Remember earlier, Adrian Medina said that he had a surprise for you. I want to know what that surprise is, Adrian.
Well, usually around this time I actually show you pictures from around the region. Since we got a little bit of games, what I want to do is I wanted to dedicate a little bit of time to one of our co-hosts that actually won't be here next year. It's Luke Liddon. Here he is, first day at KVIA, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to work. Luke was great from our regrettable Luke and Louie days. Unfortunately, I can't show you those. We've been barred from legally showing those from our general manager and the law. He was consistent. I always say he was consistent in texting me, demanding free food every single week without fail. But it seems as if the only thing that Luke was consistent in growing in was his hair. As you can see right here, his hair was the only thing that grew. All kidding aside, it's been great to work with Borderland Blitz with Luke, and I will definitely miss his text demanding food each week, and I am sure the Blitz will be a little less without Luke. Now, just one last time, 2 more winners. So my winners are for today. And the last of the season, oh man, I got Jack Duncan of 79938 and Michael Soto, 79924. We'll be back. You're watching the Borderland Blitz.
Welcome back. Let's go ahead and get right to the scores. We are running out of time. First and foremost, Americas gets that big W over Friendship tonight, 30-16. Montwood falls. Volcano Vista also falls to Mayfield. Franklin knocked out of the playoffs in a big way. Midland getting the big win over El Dorado last night, and Clint not eliminated from the playoffs against Pampa.
And more winners, Level Land, Post, Eastlake last night over Andrus, Lubbock over Fabens, Chapin last night a 17-14 win over Del Valle, and Parkland 55-35 over Bowie.
Burgess loses to Canutillo in a close game. That was yesterday. Hatch Valley getting the big win tonight. Alamogordo, they're moving on as they topped Del Norte, and we got a big game tomorrow. Field of Dreams, 1 p.m. Oñate taking on La Cueva.
That's it for the Borderland Blitz 2016. So sad, but we thank you so much for joining us each and every week. I'll see you next year.
I might not, but for now, have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did putting it together for you. We're glad you joined us, and we'll hope you stay tuned for the playoffs in the coming weeks. But for now, have a good night.